So hi, Will and the Good Noise Podcast are here with Cliffdiver. We're going to ask them some questions today. I'm going to start. What inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
What was the first thing you asked?
What inspired you guys to start the band?
Oh, okay. Man, I have been playing in a lot of bands around town for quite a while, and I never had a whole lot of luck. But this was kind of my last go at it, so to speak. You know, I was kind of tired of the scene, tired of trying to start bands with the same people,
Mm-hmm.
and was thinking about just moving somewhere else and starting over. But I kind of hit up a bunch of the guys that I had played with in bands before, and kind of my all-star crew, so to speak, and hit them up and got something going. And yeah, just kind of took songs that I'd been writing for the past few years and tried to turn them into something new. Added the saxophone, and then once Joey, I think he was the last one to come along, but once he came along, everything just kind of shifted and became more solidified and had more of a direction, I think.
Okay, that's cool.
Wow.
I'm pretty magical in that aspect. Really.
Magical
I can
jelly.
lead other people to direction, but can't find any for myself. But
Feel that?
the name kind of comes from a quote in Catcher in the Rye about how Holden Caulfield wants to metaphorically be in this field catching these kids from running off cliffs. And so if he could be anything, that would be his thing. His job would be to save other people from making the same mistakes that he made. And that's kind of where we feel like we talk about as a band is mental health, you know, our mental health and the ways that we haven't always done the right way, but then also what we've learned from doing it the other way is a way to say, hey, all right, I tried that. Now you don't have to.
Yeah.
Just take it from me. You know, doing this, and this all the time is not going to help you get better. And so I think that's kind of what it comes from. That's what we want to do. We want to help people with our own experience. So
Okay. I
Wow.
like that. Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Sick.
oh, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So what is your writing process like?
Usually it starts with me, I think, and honestly probably an acoustic guitar. But yeah, lately I've just been sitting at the computer with Logic pulled up, and I'll write out a little riff, and then I'll finger bang some drums on the keyboard. Finger bang, that's not
No, it's not.
it's not the term.
That's
Yeah, I
it's when he
didn't
plays the drums
think it
with
was.
with his fingers on the synthesizer.
I mean, you're banging them
Yeah,
out
yeah.
keyboard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll lay down some bass, and then Joey will come through and sit down in the room, and we'll be like, "What do we think this song is about?"
Yeah.
You know, listening to the music, and then we'll decide, and then Joey will write most of the lyrics.
Well, that's a short form version. We were trying to write earlier today, and it involved us like working on the song for like 10, 15 minutes, not being able to figure out a line, then playing covers and, you know, messing around with different instruments, then coming back to it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's pretty casual process. I feel like Matt kind of writes all these really beautiful soundscapes. And then we kind of, okay, well, what do we want to talk about? What is this song? Because for me, I feel like communicating something in these songs to your listeners, and then just because you want it to be notated and heard, I think is important to have some sort of narratively structured sediments to the song. So we try to figure out what we want to say, and then what's the way to say it without it sounding completely cheesy and corny.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I go through like 15 lines that go, I have something, but it's real bad. And so then I'll say it, and then Matt will just, he goes, that's real bad. And then we'll go, okay, not that, but something like that.
Yeah.
It just kind of organically grows. I feel like there's a lot of joy in taking your time, kind of making these songs the best they can be, instead of just like, all right, first pass, that's good, that's it. You know, and I know a lot of musicians who can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just always think my first attempt at anything and third and ninth and 12th are always a little bit rusty. So it's that magic number that just appears. You go, there we go, we have it. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Long story, we don't know.
It just kind of
Solid.
happens. The songs write themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, our bass player Dan also writes quite a bit too, and he'll send over ideas from his little home studio and stuff, and be like, "Yo, what do you think about this?" And the last song we put out, Water Temple, was basically that's how that started.
Yeah.
He kind of wrote like the intro part and sent it over and was like, "Yo, check this out," and then we just kind of tweaked it. And so yeah, we all have a little bit of something that we add.
Yeah, it's definitely a community thing. It's not just like, even though I write a lot of the lyrics, it's still like, if Matt's like, no, what if he said this? It's like, yes, that's way better. It's not kind of, it's luckily we're not a very ego-driven band. We're all pretty just relaxed and amenable to each other's suggestions, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So what was the first song you guys wrote for the band then?
Matt wrote them before I even joined.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
the first EP was all stuff that I had written kind of alone. But I think the first thing we wrote together was Elwoods.
It was
Maybe?
No, it was Windbreaker.
Oh,
That was the first one I wrote any kind of lyrics for.
yeah.
But you'd already had it all written. But the first one we did all as a band was definitely Elwoods from our last EP. It was kind of the first like pure Cliffdiver. We all just wrote it together, and it was super awesome. I still remember writing that first song, which was also the first one we recorded, because it's first song on the EP. But hearing that one, those mixes, the daily mixes, while we recorded in the studio after writing and all this stuff, seeing it grow to fruition has been just awesome. That's like one of my favorite songs still, because it was the first one we wrote.
Mm-hmm.
The first one that was like, oh, maybe this is something that we can do. Like maybe this is something. And it was the first song I wrote in like a decade. So I mean,
wow.
it's nice to be like, oh, you can do this if you try.
Yeah.
As a former gifted kid, if something doesn't come immediately easy to me, I quit because it's not made for me, or else I would be good at it already.
Yeah, and you can tell it's the first song we wrote too, because it was originally like 8 minutes long.
Oh wow.
And we went to the studio, and producer was like, "Yeah, we're gonna need to trim some fat here because
It's 8 minutes.
he's like,
8
yeah, we're
minutes
getting paid hourly, so we're
It
gonna."
was good. It was this big melodic opera that had way too many parts, and so it's
Now it's like 6 minutes, so it's
a nice short 6 minutes.
Yeah.
only 6 minutes.
That's a little short. Yeah. Would you ever redo that song like in the future and have the full 8 minutes?
No.
Okay.
No, it was bad. Like it was
Oh.
because it was our first song. It was a little bit like pretentious at times, like
very
musically.
meandering.
Just a lot of wandering through the dark just to do things to show, like vocal runs that were totally unnecessary just for my own volition. And so no. You guys wouldn't like us as a band if we released the full version of that song. You'd be like, what are you doing?
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the reception to your most recent EP drop, At Your Own Risk?
It's been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been great.
We just had the second song, the Are You Still Seeing Greg the Orthodontist, or the full version, You Can't Kick Us Out of This Party. We're on Cliffdiver, Are You Still Seeing Greg the Orthodontist? Just hit 100,000 streams today, so
Congrats!
That's our second one from the EP that's gotten over 100,000, our second song ever, and that's like pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
As a band that never really thought we'd have more than 1,000 listens ever total, period.
Oh wow.
We're almost at 500,000 for
That's crazy.
the EP, which is, crazy for us.
It's
As a
what
newer
you
band,
deserve.
still a smaller band, and shout out to our friends Outline and Color who hit 500,000 streams on their new EP in their first day.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Made us go, all right.
Okay.
All right, we'll get there. But no, it's
That's next EP. That's next EP.
Next EP.
next EP. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hopefully. But
That'd be nice.
yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, it's a really personal story for me. It's about my 20s, really. It's a bunch of breakups and bad decisions and revelations all kind of mixed together for one abridged version, of a story that replayed itself out, a couple dozen times until I finally got some traction. but it's really cool to see people. We get messages pretty consistently of people being like, man, this CD, this album really made me feel something.
Yeah.
Or, I really understood the vibes from this song. Like that really helped me. And then it's like, okay, cool. Not only does it help me as someone who's being open about my own struggles to hear other people be able to relate to that, but also that me being able to be honest about these things seems to be able to help other people be honest about their things. And I think that's just such a special, there's no words for it. I mean, it's the greatest. It really is. So we're super, super happy with how people have liked this one. I think the next project is going to be, people are going to like even better, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we never really got to tour on it, so we never got to experience people from not from Tulsa who enjoyed it or might want to hear it live and stuff like that. So that's been the one downside and the one thing that I wish. But obviously we're in a situation right now, so
just a little.
It's a little bit of a
situation.
But
you did touch on it a bit, but if you want to go a little bit more in depth, where was your headspace at while you were writing that EP?
While we're writing it, I think I was coming out of an almost 6-year fugue state, not to to put it in the easiest terms of just this kind of chaotic, when I was 24, a bunch of pretty intense things happened to me all at once. Got out of the army, had a child, was diagnosed bipolar, sexual assault, all this kind of like really terrible stuff all happened all at once. And then I spent the rest, like from 24 to 30, just trying to process this like 3-month period of my life.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that kind of comes out of this, that pain and that rage and that desire to drink away all these emotions that were just really hard to kind of deal with. And so writing it was kind of like this first breath of air where I was able to look back and see some progress. Because when you're caught up in it, it's hard to see that you've gotten better because your brain still beats you up for all the small mistakes you make anyway. So you still feel like you're, that 25-year-old who's passed out back of a wedding after getting kicked out of a reception, crying in a suit, like I still remember this guy. And a lot of times I still think everyone else sees me as this guy. And so writing this was this moment of being able to say, things haven't turned out always the way we wanted them to. And things have been messy and they've been sad. And, you have drank way too much, way too often, and way too publicly and all this kind of stuff. And it was like, but that's not where you are now. So it started this process that I'm still very much dealing with, in the last year, but like the last song says, I'm learning to love myself again. I'm trying to learn to let go of that person. And I think going forward, it's going to be more of an exploration of what does that mean now that we've had these great revelations through therapy and all the stuff that we talk about. Now that we've taken suicide as an idea off the table, very much still struggle with the ideologies, but it's no longer something that's like ruling my life like it was then. So how do we now go forward, which I think is kind of where that EP left off, that mindset of, okay, well, we're still here. So if we're going to still be here, then we need to figure out a way to do this a little better. And that's, it's been a really cool thing to be able to talk about and share and then see. I'm sure Matt can relate that ever since I've been in this band, you've seen this kind of transference, this awakening of someone different who's loves his life. And that's been a crazy thing that music has given me the opportunity to process these things in a way that I would have not been able to just on its own. So long story short, it was beautiful. It was a really cathartic thing, especially recording it. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So congrats on your most recent single that you dropped. Let's see if I can get this the first time. The water temple is filled with my tears, and now I'm drowning in sorrow.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Very well done.
Killed it.
Thank you. How do you feel about the response you've gotten from it?
We're approaching 30,000 streams on it. We released it
Oh my God.
about three months ago.
Mhm.
Really, if I could have done it again, maybe not releasing a single like 2 days before the world literally fell apart.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what happened. We had it planned. We were going to release it right before we went to South by Southwest for the first time. We were headlining a bunch of showcases and all this kind of stuff, which obviously did not happen. But kind of like the day we released it, same thing with our friends Dogleg. They released their big LP the day before the world kind of stopped
Mhm.
when they canceled basketball and South by like all at once, and everyone went, "Whoa!" So I feel like there's been a great response. People seem to really like it. I just wouldn't advise, releasing music a few days before the world literally catches on fire.
Yeah.
But it's been great. I feel like people like the new sound. It's more us. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like once people hear it, they love it. But it's
Definitely.
you got to get through that first. It's so different. But I love it. Matt's writing some awesome jams with some real nice riffs. So I feel like if you like that song, you're really gonna like these next couple that we're gonna release.
Okay.
Yeah, we still haven't played it live.
Yeah, still have not.
And
It's kind of
so
sad.
I'm looking forward to that because I think it's probably our fastest song. It's probably our quote unquote heaviest like song.
And I think live, it's definitely going to have some appeal too. Just that screaming, that I can't love myself. I don't love myself part, and then everyone's singing in the crowd. Why can't I just love myself?
That's how we imagine it.
That's how I see it in my head working out. So I'm excited to play that one live. I can't wait. Whenever that will be, sometime in February, probably.
Our guy that does video for us, Kyle Bell, he did throw together like a little kind of a tour compilation video, kind of like a music video for that song. So hopefully we'll at least throw that out at you guys here within the next few weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little something fun. I don't know, since no one can like actually watch us play the song.
Yeah. Okay. So what band influences do you think you hear most on the new single, if any?
I'd say there's definitely, for me, there's some of my boy Max Bemis, old Say Anything, with because it's a little more clever than some of our other songs. It's like the first EP was a lot more clever and kind of witty, and the second EP was more just like brutally honest. And this is kind of a mix between the two, so I feel a little bit of a kind of Say Anything playfulness and in the nature of talking about something very dark. I definitely hear that in there, and some Jimmy World at times, just because they're the pop kings, and a little bit of Journey on the outro.
Ooh, Journey.
Yeah, that's what I thought of when we laid down the outro, and there's like a piano thing, and I was like, dude, that just sounds like Journey. It's just straight classic rock.
It was awesome.
But yeah, I would agree with all that. It's that was actually the one that Dan wrote for the he like wrote the intro bit and kind of like the lead opening riff, and so I don't know what he was thinking when he wrote it, but
dude only listens to pretty much death metal.
Yeah.
Taste.
Literally loves black like Norwegian black metal. That's like his thing.
God.
Yeah.
He has sometimes we try and listen to it in the van as well when we're driving, but we get about halfway through a side, we're like, all right, yeah, that's great.
That was great.
All right,
Next song.
That's what Glory. That's what Glory pulls with me.
It's a different song than the last one. Oh, okay.
It still isn't okay. This is a whole new album. Okay,
Don't get me wrong,
awesome.
I love melodic deathcore. Love it, but at least you can kind of hear a melody. It's not just like
Exactly. That's my thing. It's just like
and plus he's speaking like Norwegian, so it's like I don't even know what he's saying in the beginning.
I don't even know.
Exactly.
That's
Wow, you guys get it.
We love Norwegian black metal as a band, but it's we're not trying to alienate any fans. So.
We love it. Hear it all over our music.
You can hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
So you guys already touched up on it, but is this like single leading up to an EP or an album?
No, this was just a fun thing that we did.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was just a one-off. We might have a split.
Mm-hmm.
Coming
Maybe.
Coming out sometime. Who knows? It's all so confusing right now. We have some songs written that are really fun, but we've confirmed it before. I think we are working on that full length for next year. Hopefully, going to release it in the spring, and hopefully people will do what they have to do so we can actually release it in tour, which is the whole thing.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
Jeez.
We both constantly get COVID tested, so we know that we've quit making out for now, just to be safe.
Just now.
For now,
Put
yeah.
Mark in there.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot. I would say within the next year from now, there should be at least 12 new Cliffdiver songs.
Oh wow,
I would say
That'd be cool.
that'd be sick.
probably, maybe we should double our catalog by this time next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Ooh.
So yes, there are things being worked on that are a little more experimental, a little more fun, faster, heavier, sadder, but happier. Some synth solos, maybe a freeform jazz interlude. I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to see.
It's all up in the air.
Exactly.
Whatever
It's all
writes,
possible.
whatever the song writes is just what's gonna happen.
That's the advantage of being.
We're
being
not in
us.
control here.
Yeah,
no.
whatever the muses dictate.
All
we
right.
accept.
Exciting.
Yeah. So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years? Saying that the world isn't on fire by then.
Yeah.
Right. Assuming that there is still a society with live music.
Yeah.
In 5 years, I would hope that we were touring 8 months a year, the other 4 months writing albums. Just doing that whole cycle of releasing, writing, and touring. I mean, that's the whole goal.
Hopefully about to pump out LP3.
Right,
Ooh.
with Equal Vision or
Just Warner or
probably Warner,
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 yeah.
whatever.
Warner.
The
Yeah,
biggest
we're
record
going to be
label.
about to make our indie pop debut.
Yeah, yeah. By
Probably
then
a
it's
couple
definitely
radio singles.
No,
Like
by
MGMT, Phoenix.
Yeah,
2010. Hopefully that'll be.
by then
live
there'll
by
be
then,
like
'cause,
a
I'll be almost 40. Well, not almost 40, but I'll be in my late 30s, and so I don't know if I'll be able to scream and do backflips anymore. I can't do a backflip now, but I think especially then it'll be unlikely. So some pivots to some massive pop. I see a collaboration with Steve Aoki at some point.
You'll love to see it.
all right.
Absolutely. Hopefully we're on tour with My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well,
Money
actually,
again.
I heard through the grapevines that you guys were opening on their reunion tour. Is that
Yeah,
true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All right.
absolutely. We can confirm it now.
It's
That's
confirmed.
that's.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
They haven't announced
No.
it yet though. Like you guys, this is a GNP exclusive, correct?
Yeah, this is like breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh
That
my
would be
God.
breaking news for us too. Which we would appreciate that kind of breaking news.
Bro,
Every
imagine.
time we get breaking news, it's always like, "Hey man, you want to make cool socks?"
Socks!
It's all over, but,
Y'all want to put your name on
real
some
shit.
socks?
Oh my god. You guys need
It's,
to
No offense, Jack.
Yeah, no, I was just making fun of our manager a little bit. Yeah.
Y'all want to put your name on the bottom of some socks?
I mean, basically.
So
But I
5
mean,
years, 3 LPs.
Hopefully it's
and-
still doing it,
yeah.
man. Hopefully this all kind of figures itself out and people, take care of themselves and we can get to a position where in 5 years we're doing this because there's nothing else that we want to be doing.
Mhm.
If it's possible, if people are making music, Cliffdiver will be making music.
Mhm.
Because it's the only thing that makes sense.
I mean, I've set my whole life up for this.
I mean,
so-
that's it. I quit I had a good sales job and I quit it last year so I could go on go record the last EP because they wouldn't let me off. And it was just like, we've leaned into this. Like we have the van, like we're all in. So we
Yeah.
need this to kind of come back eventually or else we'll just bartend.
I'll probably join the all-star team at Waffle House.
Oh my god. Iconic.
I'll probably join the Harlem Globetrotter All-Star team. I have
So you can still have that feeling of touring.
Yeah, just so I can get on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
probably to be the same feeling as a DIY touring band, I'd have to join the Washington Generals or whatever the team is they beat up every night.
Oh, oh my god.
We've also taken up disc golf lately, so I think that's kind of our backup plan is to professionally play disc golf.
Yeah, if it doesn't work out, then we'll all be on the road. The Cliffdiver Disc Sports team. We've taken two championships at
wow.
2 different tournaments. The Cliffdiver team has,
Yeah.
Okay.
including myself. I have one. Not a big deal, but I'm very
Yeah, not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Okay, but like
Not a
if
big
this,
super talented and outrageously humble. That's what I'm known
I mean,
for.
okay, so if this genre doesn't work out and the indie pop doesn't work out, what if you guys just did like death metal?
Yeah.
I mean,
We're already set up for it.
Oh, we are. Yeah, true.
We'll give Dan a call, and he will probably shriek.
Well, I mean, we'd probably move into folk music.
okay.
That's
Folk
like kind
music,
of-
yeah.
That Americana,
Yeah.
like
All right.
the dude from Stain did, write songs about freedom or whatever.
Oh yeah, freedom and beer and
Like-
girls.
Like having guns and saying "take it over my dead body," but also having "back the blue" stickers or whatever. Like that.
Yeah, oh my God.
But
Well, being from Oklahoma, we'd be so much bigger.
cause I love the government, except when they tread on me.
Oh my
There you go.
god.
So
That's a
the
hit.
future of Cliffdiver
Yeah.
with some
Hell
saxophone.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Actually, we'll have Donnie play banjo at that point.
Oh
It's
Jesus.
slap. It's slap.
Call
Wow.
it
I'm
Cliff
excited to hear
Dove.
that.
That'll be the name, like 2 words, like first name Cliff, last name Dove.
Dove.
Gotta
Wow.
say it
Cliff
like
Dove
that.
and the
Dove.
boys.
Lift over in the boys.
There you go. That's the future of Cliffdiver.
Wow.
Libertarianism rock. I hope the virus kills me before that. I don't know if I should say.
Hope I get COVID before I'm making folk music.
Dude, folk music is fine, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
maybe bluegrass would be more Cliffdiver
That'd be
style.
Mhm.
Singing songs about the haulers. I don't even know what a hauler is.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Like a mountain, like a hillside, like a break from the trees where they build villages. I think that's the hauler.
Or wait, a hauler? Isn't that the thing that's on like the back of a truck that you can like hook your boat up to so it like hauls it?
Oh.
Ain't that a
No, I
band?
believe
No.
it's an old
Oh.
wooden ship.
Ah, yeah. Sandy
Oh, a
Island.
haul. Yeah, I think.
That's a-
Yeah, I think
that's
you're
an
right.
L word.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I
Checks
thought it was a
out.
band, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The wisdom of the Cliffdiver boys.
Wisdom.
Oh my God. Okay. So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to steer away from music and go straight to death row. So if you were on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
The label? Or
No, if we were on the death with Tupac.
now we're making hip
Sure.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
If we were on death row, I think something would have gone really right if we were on death row records.
Uh-huh.
Dog signs us.
But if it was like facing death row, which is not as fun
No.
as the prospect, I think I would have. Oh, dude, got it. I would have an endless buffet. Go eat it at like what's that place?
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then my meal would never end because there's not a bunch of rules. I think there'd be a loophole. I'd just be able to eat forever, and they'd be like, "Man, you've been eating for like 30 years." I'm like, "Still my last meal, bro.
Still on
Exactly.
that mat
I have to
last
finish
Hasn't
it.
ended.
meal? Yeah, I got
Have not finished eating yet. Well, would you deny me my last meal? No, you can't do that." So,
Exactly.
But if that wasn't an option, and they were like, "Shut the hell up, you can't do that," which I feel like they would, because I'm on death row, and they don't like. Our prison system has a massive problem with just trying to eliminate. We won't get into the prison reform like we need to, and I would like to, because Oklahoma has the most incarcerated people of anywhere in America, in the world per
Jesus.
capita.
Wow.
So that's fun. But I would have probably grilled cheese, tomato soup, made by
Ooh,
my grandma. A little Miracle Whip in there, little honey baked ham, little
okay.
bacon,
I've got a
and
place-
tomato bisque.
There's a place
Ooh.
downtown or actually down the street that makes a mean shrimp and grits.
Ooh.
And it's at Old Vine.
Mhm.
Best shrimp and grits I've ever had.
Old Vine, yeah, okay.
And so that's what I would go for. And
Yo, who is it?
who? Mom?
That was
Oh.
Death Row Records.
Hi, Mom.
Snoop
Oh.
Dogg.
That was Death Row. Thank you guys.
Oh my god.
Or yeah, I think that's what I'd have. Or maybe it'd just be like a ton of sushi.
Sushi.
like a literal metric ton of sushi.
Oh wow.
Maybe
And then
all
just
Philadelphia
keep eating.
rolls.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I really like Mexican food.
Mexican food's great.
Just some kind of like enchilada platter
I'm not a huge enchilada guy.
would probably hit.
I'd rather have a quesadilla if it was up to me.
Or a quesadilla. Yeah.
Like I like a nice like fajita steak quesadilla.
And then just a margarita, just to numb the pain.
Just a big old
And
margarita. How do they do? Is it lethal injection in Oklahoma? I think it is.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is everywhere.
Dude, I want a firing squad.
Yeah, death by firing squad sounds like a lot more fun.
And a firing squad, and I want to be able to be like, men, you may take this spirit from me this day, but you shall never take my quesadillas.
You can have a whole speech ready.
And then they shoot you point blank in the middle of
That'd be
it.
a lot better than just like, and you're dead. I mean, that sucks.
Yeah.
That does kind of suck.
Yeah,
I would
it's
prefer
kinda-
not to be killed at all.
Yeah.
Live forever. Youthful and internal. So if that's on the option table, I'll take that as my last meal.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Sure.
The fountain of youth.
Right. Vampire blood can never die.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
I would live in Hyrule, probably. You know, Kokiri Forest, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just fishing and breaking
Just fishing,
breaking urns,
breaking,
stealing some rupees.
Breaking and fishing.
grabbing some rupees, yeah. Fighting some Dekus.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That or Narnia. Narnia seems tight.
Narnia.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We just got Narnia.
You know, originally I would have always said, you know, the magical world of Harry Potter, but you know, lately it's been a little harder to be a big vocal supporter of anything that woman does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But somewhere in the magic realms where I can make a ton of money real quick and learn magic, and then bring it back once my week's over, and when I have the skills to apply them in my regular life. So I think learning magic real quick, getting a ton of gold, you know, maybe a Hungarian horntail, you know, to ride back on, and then subjugate the rest of the known world. I think that could be pretty cool.
That sounds good.
I mean, I'd be a benevolent, tyrannical overlord.
Okay.
It'd be all about encouragement.
I'm gonna change mine to just like the Super Mario 64 at Peach's Castle.
Oh.
That would just be so sick, jumping into the pictures, and then you're going to these different.
I mean, are you gonna toss the penguin off the top of the mountain in
Maybe.
real life, or
Maybe.
just in the game? I don't know if I could do it in real
The
life. I like
penguin,
penguins.
the penguin race. Think about how fun that would be.
That would be tight.
There's just a lot of
I thought you were talking about like a penguin race, like the human race, and then like the
No, you have to race a penguin. It's
Oh.
like a big. You got to slide through these ice tunnels.
Yeah.
Mario 64 was probably, you know, it's the ancient language,
Oh,
the
okay.
elder days.
Understandable.
Or maybe I'd go live in like Skyrim.
Yeah,
bit.
that's a good one. Yeah.
But I get kind of annoyed because like no matter how big you are in Skyrim, like all the guards keep messing with you, and they kind of
Yeah,
bug
it's so
me. Like,
stupid.
like I'm the leader of the Assassin's Guild, the Mages Guild, the Fighters Guild, the Thieves Guild, and I just saved you from a dragon. And you're still like, stop in the name of the Earl. Who are you, troublemaker? And it's like,
Exactly!
I killed a dragon by yelling at it. Why are you bothering me? I used to be an adventurer too. Stop in the name of the Earl. And it's just
like I'm an earl. Of the
I
town
own
right
this
next
city.
door.
You're in my city. It was given to me.
No sense.
Drives me insane. I'll tell you. That's the only downside. The rest of it would be pretty dope. Building my nice little house for my dogs that I adopt in the game.
That'd be good.
I've never adopted any of the kids in the game. Just
Yeah, the kids suck.
Yeah, 'cause they're always
They
like
suck.
wandering off. Like, what am I supposed to do? Is I can't just make them stay in the house. Like, that's
Exactly.
not right. So the dogs they'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. The dogs are the best part.
So maybe Skyrim, because then I could still come back with all the gold and the magic and some really sweet armor.
Yeah.
And I could boost up my intelligence stats, which God knows I know.
All right. Good. Good answers. So I have the honor of asking the last question, and everyone we've spoken to have said it's the most important question. what is your favorite color?
Mine's been changing lately, but right now it is teal.
Teal.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a very nice one.
Big
Yeah.
teal fan.
Yeah, I've really become quite the proponent of teal and aquamarine shades in general.
You know, mine. Can I, instead of saying a color, can it be a color scheme, like a colorway?
Yeah, sure.
Because it'd be like 90, like 93, 95 neon colors, or
Oh.
87 through 95 probably. That whole neon palette. I love the bright, flashy colors. It just makes me really happy. So like a Vice City aesthetic. That whole Miami Vice colorway. Shut it down.
All right.
That's me. It's fun. It's beautiful. It's whimsical and sad. It's bold.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's
Wow.
sad, but
It is.
listen to my music and I'll find the sadness somewhere.
So as Glory said, that is all the questions we have for you today. Is there anything you would like to plug?
Nah, just keep an eye out for that music video that we talked about. I think we're gonna put that out and then have like some limited edition stuff to package with our vinyls. We have our entire discography on vinyl,
Ooh.
and we have
Wow.
just a few copies left. So we're gonna probably put those up online soon with some other cool items.
Yeah. Also, you know, just follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Cliffdiver OK. We're on Facebook, just Cliffdiver. And follow us on Spotify. I mean, that's something I feel like a lot of bands go listen to us on Spotify. But we would really appreciate those follows. That'd be great. And keep your eye out for some announcements for some new music. Hopefully we'll be in the studio pretty soon to record that first little couple songs.
That would be cool.
So that's the hope. Keep them
Alright.
crossed that everything just kind of chills out. And to remember, wear your mask, socially distance, wash your hands,
Yes.
and be patient and loving to your friends and family who also are going through this world-altering, chaotic time. And remember that you're not alone in these feelings of isolation, but we will get through this and be okay.
Yes.
Oh my god. I'm
So
gonna
wholesome.
cry. Wow.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. This has been Cliffdiver, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.